I have never greened out when it came to smoking weed. Now I mean specifically vomiting. I never smoked weed, got too high, and puked everywhere. I've had countless times where I've smoked a bowl, taken some puffs off a joint, and got like psychedelic level of high. All I could do is just count myself lucky that I've never thrown up when in those states. However, I have witnessed a couple of people green out, and this story is probably the worst out of the two that I've seen. This story takes place in May of 2017 when I was a freshman in high school. At this time in my life, I had never smoked weed or even drank alcohol. I was not interested in weed or getting drunk. I was hanging out with my two best friends, Rush and Vlad. I should say this quickly, that the names that you hear in these stories are obviously not their real names. Just out of respect for them, and especially when it comes to stories like these. We were originally hanging out at Vlad's place. We weren't doing anything, we were just on our phones, just chilling in the same room. Back then, you never had a plan when it came to going out. You would just meet up and then figure it out then. So that's kind of what we were doing. We just met up and we were trying to figure out something to do. Rush's grandparents weren't home, so we decided we would take the walk over to his grandparents' place. The walk gave us something to do anyways. It was only probably a 20-minute walk. Once we arrived at his grandparents' place, we just kind of chilled in the kitchen living room area. We're all pretty hungry. I don't even know if we ate anything all day. And when you're just walking around all day too, you get so fucking hungry. Rush found a box of mac and cheese, the Kraft dinner. So he cooks up the Kraft dinner and then we start devouring it. Vlad and Rush are taking ridiculous sized bites of this mac and cheese. And I'm mentioning this because there's a lot of key factors that take place during this story. So the bowl's empty within a minute, maybe even less, dude. So then Rush decides to open up his grandparents' liquor cabinet. And he finds a bottle of gin. And he asks if we wanna take a few shots. And like I said, I was not smoking pot, not drinking alcohol. I opt out. I was a pussy back then. Vlad and Rush begin to just fucking pour these ginormous glasses. Rush and Vlad, they make a drink. I think it was so much gin. They were putting half the cup gin, dude, almost, I swear to God. And then they're they're chugging it. They're crossing arms, chugging the fucking drink. And then they get buzzed. They get a little drunk. And right after they finish, dude, his grandparents come home. It wasn't his grandpa, but it was his grandma and mom that walked in the house. So the vibe changed, obviously. Vlad and Rush are trying to act completely sober, and it's not going too well either. I don't know if they're slipping up in conversation or something, but his mom was kind of suspicious. She was like, "Are you guys okay?" I was fine, obviously, because I didn't drink, so it wasn't too scary. So we decided to leave the house, obviously, because now we want to fucking get away from any grown-ups or adults. We just want to go chill somewhere. So some friends of ours, they built a cabin in this wooded area. It's a 10-minute walk from Rush's grandparents' place. So we decided to go there because there was always friends of ours that were hanging out at the cabin. So we decided to just go check out, see if there's anyone there that we knew. And when we arrived, there were a couple friends of ours that were at the cabin. They were smoking pot. This was a location you went to get fucking as high or drunk as you could. So we're chilling at the cabin for probably a half an hour. And one of the guys that were there when we showed up, he is offering us bowls. I don't even have to say this, but obviously I said no. Rush and Vlad, however, they decided why not. So Buddy packs them a bowl and then they hit it. It was probably a normal sized bowl. I don't really remember. I didn't really know what was considered a big bowl back then anyways. They both hit it, they clear it, they die obviously for a little bit of coughing. And then we're chilling there and we decide, let's go bike around, Let's go to the main part of our little town. Let's go see what's going on. So that's exactly what we do. We start heading to main town. And then Rush is like, dude, we should go chill in the subway. Because the subway was just a place we always chilled in, dude. They have seats, they gave you like free water. It was a good place at the time to be. Eventually they were like, you gotta buy something if you want to sit here, so we kind of stopped hanging out there. At this point, the two other friends that we met at the cabin, they split off to go do their own thing. So now it's me, Rush, and Vlad going into this subway. We take a seat, and right away you could tell something's up with Vlad, you know. He's not looking too lively. His eyes were like super fucked up. But I gotta remind you guys, like, they were drinking too a little bit. So mind you, this was not just weed in their system. They were a little buzzed. So if they hit a fucking giant bowl, dude, they're probably fucking crossed as hell. So Rush is having the greatest time of his life, you know. He's just talking away, and he pulls out cash out of his wallet, and he's like, Alan, go grab me and Vlad some chocolate milks. Now this was a bad idea, because Vlad, you know, he already looked like he wasn't doing good, you know. You don't get someone who's having, like, you know, nausea milk. You get them fucking water. So this is a mistake on my part, you know. I should have known better. But I did what I was told. I bought the 2 chocolate milk. I brought it back to the table. Rush and Vlad start going fucking ham on it, dude. So now Vlad's stomach is filled with like so much mac and cheese that they were chewing and like fucking, or swallowing in like 2 bites. They got like half a glass of gin in them, and they just ripped this fucking massive toke. So Vlad puts his head down, dude, and now he's really not having a good time. You could tell something's brewing. I had to go use the washroom, and as I'm like walking by the subway counter, the worker, like, I kind of knew him. He was like, Alan, is he whiteying? I didn't know what whiteying meant. It means greening out, but I didn't know that. So I was like, what are you saying? And he asked me if Vlad smoked weed. And then I got kind of sketched out because, like, I didn't want to get in shit. Like, I didn't smoke, I wouldn't get in shit, but I'm hanging out with, like, you know, people that are high out of their minds. So I didn't want no unnecessary eyes looking at us, you know. This worker clearly could already tell. So I was like, oh, no, we just picked him up, I don't know. So I go use the washroom, dude, and I sit back down. And I'm, like, kind of, like, getting ready to say we gotta go. And now Vlad's like completely out of it. He has his head in he's laying his head down in his arms. And after like a couple minutes, dude, he looks up, pale as a ghost, eyes bloodshot, just looks at me with like this fucking stare of just like no soul. And he goes, uh-oh. And he gets up, dude, and he wants to run outside, so he starts running to the door. Oh shit, man. I hate to say this, dude. I feel bad saying this, dude, but he didn't make it, man. There was like 2 set of doors too, you know, like you had the one set that brings you into the building, then you're in this lobby, and then you have the second set that brings you to the actual restaurant. I say restaurant. I mean, I guess that's what it is, technically. And he didn't even make it to the first set of door, dude. Just fucking projectile, mac and cheese, fucking chocolate milk. Oh, it went everywhere, dude. There's people, like, there's one group of people, like, eating their food, like, and this happens, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, that must have been nasty for them, dude. So immediately, I'm like, holy fuck, dude. No way he just did that. And Rush just starts dying, dude. He's laughing so hard. It's so fucked up. The subway worker comes from behind the counter. He's like, what the fuck? Dude, what are you doing? And Vlad's just fucking looking around, like, has no idea what the fuck he just did. He walks outside, dude. He still goes outside. He needs the air. So I follow him, dude. I'm like, dude, are you okay? Dude, you wouldn't even believe this, dude. Like, this is just crazy timing. My father just pulls up, because the subway's like in a plaza. Like, there's a bank next to the subway. So my dad was going to the bank. So my dad pulls up in the middle of all this. He's like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, Vlad just fucking threw up. He's like, what? He gives Vlad some, like, fucking, some napkins out of his truck. I don't think he knew that Vlad was high. He probably just thought, like, you know, this guy just puked. He's just, like, sick, you know, normal reason. Whatever reason there is, dude. Subway food poisoning, man. I go back in the subway because Rush is still in there, and it just smells so terrible, dude. The worker's like, Alan, you need to stand out there and stop people from coming in. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go back outside. I don't know why I'm doing this, dude, but I'm standing there on my scooter, just stopping anyone from coming into the subway, dude. And then Rush comes outside, and he's like, wow, we should probably go. And we're like, yeah, dude, we probably should fucking go. So we go to our old elementary school that was like literally 3 minutes away. They have a bunch of sheds that are just always unlocked, so we just go to a random shed. We open the shed and there's chairs and shit, so we open up a chair and we let Vlad sit down. Vlad's still like, you know, non-verbal. He's not having a good time. We didn't know what to do, man. It started getting late. You know, we didn't want to take him home because obviously his parents would know. So this is this is fucked up, what I'm about to tell you. So Rush and I decided to just kind of leave him there. Just leave him in the shed. Just leave him in the fucking shed, dude. All greened out. Like, what a terrible thing to do. We didn't just say, okay, see ya. We called someone. We called someone that was potentially nearby, and she came to watch him, and we just kind of put Vlad in her hands, which is also a dick move. And then we just left. Rush and I just went back to my place, let him sober up, and then he went home. And then we didn't go to Subway for a long time after that. Yeah, that's the story of the time my friend greened out in Subway. His situation, though, is a little different. Because I say he greened out in Subway, but like I mentioned, he was also kind of drunk. And they fucking devoured that crap dinner in 4 bites, dude. That doesn't sit right in the stomach, man. So there was other factors. Maybe if they would have just hit the bowl, leave the gin out, then maybe they would have been fine. But yeah, dude, greening out sounds fucking awful. I've never experienced it, and I hope I never do. I mean, I feel like I have, though, in a way. I just don't get sick. Even when I'm drinking alcohol, dude, people when they get the spins, they throw up and shit, dude. Not me. I just go right to bed. I kind of like the spins, which is probably weird to say. I don't get motion sickness. That's why I feel like when I'm tripping balls on weed, because those are stories I have to tell. There's a lot of occasions where I've been psychedelically high, but never in those times, dude, have I ever felt sick to throw up. Maybe my mind can't even concentrate on that. I'm just too far gone. Just skip the throw up stage. I got really high before doing this. I was 8 out of 10 high when I started recording the story. So hopefully I don't sound too fucking baked. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Peace.